Hello and welcome to the Blackout podcast, where I get to talk to amazing people who do amazing things. And today, this is another one that I've been wanting to happen for a long time. I have musician actually, because I can't say keyboardist or arranger, composer, like musician, because you encompass all that. Presh, thanks for coming to the podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me here, man.
So
Thank you so much.
I don't know how many people do you play for now, because I've seen you play for different people. It's almost as if when an artist is ready to go from backing music to a band, they reach out to you. So how did you get here?
Man, it's a long story, but just to try to make it short, definitely just like connections. I think Halifax is a very small and tight knit community, and over the years I've just been able to make solid connections with people. In the gospel scene, in the R&B scene, and the Afrobeat scene as well. So just being able to make those genuine connections is how I've been able to have those connections. Yeah.
So how did music start for you?
Yeah. So music started in church, like almost every other Black musician. But my dad started a church back in 2009. He obviously needed musicians, and who else would than his kids? Basically, he just said that, yo, you're going to be on drums. I have a twin brother. He's going to be on conga. My sister's going to sing. So that's how I believe we just had our own little choir in church. And for like 2-3 years, I was playing drums for a bit. Then, funny enough, this is a funny story. Maybe you can, the YouTube video is up. So at church, there's this event that happens like the end of the year, like crossover service. And this friend of mine now, but he came to our church and he said he's a drummer, basically. And at that time, they invited a Toronto guest minister to minister at the church. And he basically, I was supposed to be the drummer to play for the guest minister, but this guy came to the church. Like, he's just the same age as me. He was like, yo, I'm playing, for the guest minister. I'm like, what do you mean? I've been playing for my dad's church for 2-3 years. What do you mean you're about to play today? So another adult came and said, yeah, he's going to be playing for the guest artist today. I was like, also, the church hurt? I was a little hurt. I was like, what do you mean he's playing? Then I just watched him play, doing all this, doing all that, doing all the fills. I'm telling you, you can show the picture. I was looking at him like, wow, I guess my drumming career is over. It's over. And that's how, literally, I had dreams of being like crazy rock star, but that didn't happen. So that's how I transitioned into playing the keyboard. He taught me like 3, because he already knew like a little bit of piano, so he showed me 3 chords, and I just started off from there, and we just go.
Wow, this guy was so good. He ended your drumming career.
I should be a drummer right now. But shout out to Sam. His name is TJ. Shout out to him. Like he basically killed my drumming career and started my keyboard playing.
So you learn how to play these chords, and then
yes, sir.
You had the heart from the drumming thing, but
yes.
how long did it take you to get over that heart to falling in love with playing keyboard?
So to be honest, man, I started playing drums when I was like 8-9 years old. Then 2012, for 4 years, I was playing for 4 years. Then I started playing keys when I was 13 years old. And I didn't really take it seriously until, let's say 2019, 2020.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was just like that guy that just plays at church. I didn't really take it seriously, because of it's just like something I do just to help the church out and my dad out. I didn't really take it see it much as a big deal. Mm-hmm. Then we had this event outside the church where there's this gospel artist that was like, yo, he asked me and the guy who bounced me off drums, Sam, he asked me and him to come play for the Commons for a special event, like a summer event at the Commons. And after the event, he looked at us and he was like, you guys have great talent. This was when I was like, let's say 18. I was 18 years old. And I was like, you guys have great talent. Like, you guys should really take it seriously. And he said, like, don't be bound to the four walls of the church. Like, you really can take your talents out there, whether it's playing, for different artists, whether it's playing for different, bands and different things. So he he basically shout out to Mr. McCollins. He really told us like, yo, if you really want to take it seriously, you can do that, and you just have to really put in the effort. You really just have to show people that you're serious, and that's how I really just said, okay, let me take it seriously. So from 18, 19 onwards, that's why I was like, okay, there's something in this, and that's why I started to take my talent seriously. That's why I got this crazy expensive, probably my biggest investment at that time, you know. So
I mean, I remember growing up and like it wasn't this big, obviously, but Casio or Yamaha.
Oh,
yeah,
we know about Casio. Yo,
anyway,
so you know,
but like it has like keys, like buttons, and you press it like number 23 is a different sound, number 24 is a different sound, but also you could press a button and it had like music already inside.
Oh, dope, yeah.
When I see stuff like this, I'm like, how do you even make sense of all the things that he can do?
Do you know what? Like, I'm still learning. That's the thing. Like, I'm playing keyboard for like 14, 15 years. Every new keyboard, I'm just like, yeah, that's a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned to do. Like, sometimes I used to be the guy where I just played piano like throughout the whole set. If I had a set to play for an artist, I just played piano all throughout the set. But going more as a musician, I'm like, okay, you need to explore sounds, explore different sounds, because if you spend, let's say I spent $4,000 on this keyboard, like you're only using $100 off of the $4,000
because we are just using a small section of it.
So that's why I was like, okay, since I did a big investment to this keyboard, let me really explore it, and that's why I started exploring different sounds, exploring different motifs, and just saying, okay, this is more than meets the eye, and I realized it's not as hard as it might look. I look so complicated, but if you really sit down, just like with anything, if you really sit down and take your time with it, then you get the hang of it,
Just lots of practice. So how often do you practice?
So I've had different times in my life where I practice a lot, and my practice wasn't as much. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna give a quick story. So I was, like I said, I've been playing keyboard since I was 13, and up until like 2021, I was like from 2019 to 2021, I was really starting to get gigs and everything, working with different artists, and this was in Halifax. So around this time, I was getting a lot of gigs, but I didn't feel like my musical growth was really going up. The reason why is because, yes, I was getting gigs, but at the same time, I wasn't really practicing. I didn't take my time to practice. I really just only practice for maybe the gig, but I really sit down and say, okay, let me play this thing because I love it and because I want to grow, not necessarily because a job I gotta do, a show that I gotta do. So 2022, I went to Toronto, for a couple of years, and for me going to Toronto, I felt like I was gonna definitely get a shock, a bit of a reality check of where I was, my level wise, because Toronto is such a, filled with place. It's a place filled with great musicians. It's oversaturated with great musicians, and going there, I won't lie to you, 2-3 months in, I was so intimidated by the amount of talent that was around me. It's just like, damn, like the great musicians, like I know in Halifax, they're great too as well, but it's just everywhere. It's like that's the standard, right. At first, first 3 months, I haven't thought about creating music. I'll be honest with you. That's how crazy it was. Like, these people were like here, and I'm like right, like way down here.
Wow.
But shout out to my church in Toronto, House of Praise. Like, I was surrounded by people who were they're obviously way better than me, but at the same time, they kind of pushed me to say, okay, what are some things that separates me from them? Yeah. One, I didn't practice every day. Two, I didn't score songs Wait,
what is that?
Score songs. So basically, learn a song to where you don't have to really think about it anymore.
Oh, you can just like
just play. Like if you ask me to play a song like this song, like for a gig, I can just like, okay, this is the sound I need. This is the BPM. BPM is like a beats per minute. You start to know the intricacies of what you need to successfully do the song. So they start teaching me about professionalism, showing up on time for rehearsals, making sure that making sure that again I know the songs and making sure that I'm just overly just prepared, and that kind of just let me know that yo, like there's so small things that you might think are small, but it shows up big when you're actually, because ultimately it shows that you respect yourself, you respect your career and yourself as a musician, and even more important, like sometimes more importantly, you respect other people's time, because ultimately, if you come to a rehearsal and you don't know a song, because I used to be that guy, I won't lie to you. I used to be that guy, like we'll come to a rehearsal, I don't know the first song, second song, I'm like, bro, why you here? Why'd you even come? Like they'll just look at me like, why'd you even come? And I was like, I won't lie to you. Shout out to Colors of Africa. They helped me really just get home my professionalism sense right. But you know, being in Toronto just kind of changed my mindset. I'm like, yo, there's some things you need to really like get grasp before you start to say, okay, yeah, I'm a musician now. So coming back here, I kind of honed those skills and really took that mindset to everywhere I went to. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to wrap my
Sorry,
mind. No. That was a great story, but I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it. Did you travel with this thing too?
Oh no.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So right before I left, I sold my things.
Oh,
I sold it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Because I'm like, how do you travel with this thing? But yeah. So that came back, and then what did you change? So how often were you now practicing?
Man, so I was practicing almost every day. So I wasn't rehearsing to like for a job anymore at this point now. Now I'm just rehearsing just for my growth, my personal growth. And so I came back to Halifax last year September, and I'm telling you, because at first I was sad to come back because it's like Halifax, like it's small, like there's not as much musicians,
Right.
Halifax, Toronto. I'm like,
right.
You feel me? But I'm telling you, that's one of the best decisions I made in my life, honestly, in my music career, because I've learned all these skills of what it takes to be a professional musician. I'm like, I came back here, I'm like, yo, like I took more of a leadership role in my church. I took more of a leadership in the bands I was in. For Arenye, shout out to Arenye. He's probably the most important guy that's been helped my development in music. And he basically just encouraged me, bro, I need you to, conduct my live music, and basically I, started arranging his music, started musically directing his band as well, and that I took it more seriously. Yeah,
you mentioned the word that I've been trying to remember. Arranging a music. What does that involve?
So let me start from music directing, because arranging is a derivative from music directing. So music directing basically is, music director is a person who oversees all the musical aspects of performance, whether it be organizing the band, making sure you get the drummer, band players, bassists, and all those people. You can also, if the artist needs a dancer, you can get the dancers for it. Big one is arranging the music. So I use a program called Logic Pro. So I would like get the stems from the artist, which is like the instrumentals from the artist, and put it into the program, and I'll kind of listen to the song and see where I can really go into with the stuff that they have.
Yeah, because they're not gonna play that studio thing on the live thing.
Because for me, like this is my own pet peeve. I'm not trying to come for anybody, but I'd hate to come to a performance, a show, and I'm just listening to the track that is the same thing on the studio. Like for me, I can't stand it. Like that's why sometimes like I don't like when I go to a show and it's like just the DJ just playing just a song. Like I want you, like I'm not saying the DJ can't play, but at the same time, let it add something to it. Like make it like why I shouldn't be listening to the same thing I'm listening to, on Spotify, on Apple Music. So that's where kind of maybe where a musical director or musicians will come in. They kind of get the ideas from the artists and get the vision for the show, and they would help make the vision more clearer, in a live, transform into a live setting. And that's kind of been my job for the last, year. And I've really just honed on that, making sure that, first of all, making sure that the vision of the artist is executed and put it to life. But at the same time, I'm able to, bring my own ideas to it and make sure like he or she, their they get what I'm trying to do with their live show as well. So, but most importantly, it's always the artist. It's always ultimately it's the artist. How do I say it? Ultimately, it's the artist's say on what happens in the live show. You know, because it's at the end of the day, if it's bad, the fans will be like, oh, why is it like this? Why is it like that?
You won't be like, is this person that said I should sing like that? Yeah.
So that's something I've also learned is that, you know, you might have the greatest ideas, but at the same time, if it doesn't fit the artist's vision and idea for their show, like, you gotta take it back and say, okay, they don't like it, calm down. I can to guide them. That's why you can direct them and say, okay, I'm just saying this might be better, but at the same time, if this is still an opinion, so, you know, they don't have to agree to it. So at the same time, I've learned that, you know, you can bring the best ideas, but at the same time, if it doesn't correlate with their vision, then you have to take it back to you and say, okay.
Okay, so you've done all this thing, you've come through this journey from the drums to the keys to music directing, where you are now. What are some like future plans for Presh?
So 2025 is always coming. So I got a few things going on. So we just started a band called KruxBand. Shout out to KruxBand. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Iroko. Shout out to Favor. We're a band that we just started now.
What instruments do the other people play?
So Sammy, he plays guitar, lead guitar. Iroko, he plays the basses, and Favor, he plays the drums. And I obviously play the keys, and I arrange the songs. So we're looking to work with different artists in the city. Whether you do R&B, whether you do Afrobeats, and if you do hip hop. So we're definitely ready if you want to really make your performance an unforgettable performance, because I know how much work that we put into, you know, the work, and you can even look at the Instagram page. Like, we have a few things, content coming up soon. So we're gonna do like a live session that we'll be posting out on YouTube soon. Obviously gonna be working with Arenye and trying to take his, you know, songs to the next level as well. That's with the band stuff. I'm actually going to be releasing music too next year.
Oh, you produce now?
I produce now.
Oh!
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
yeah.
You are also going to sing on it, or?
Oh, no. I wish, yo. That's one thing that I understand why God didn't give it to me, because I would be like, yo.
I'm too much.
Like right now, I'll be singing throughout this whole podcast. Like, my head will blow. Oh God knew what you was doing, but I didn't give me a voice.
So you do the instruments and you have artists come sing on it?
So the first single, I don't want to give too much, but because it's your podcast, so let me
This is an exclusive. Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna my first single will actually be like just a piano.
Oh wow.
Piano piece.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be a piano piece, and I'll start off with that, but we'll see how it goes from here. But
like, you're performing as Presh, or?
Presh, yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So I've realized that it's great that we do all these things for different artists, which is great, you know. But I also want to leave a legacy of mine own that lasts forever. You know, all these shows, like some of them, they can only last in memories and in moments and maybe in videos, but I really just want to make sure that, okay, what can I leave and say, okay, my kids, they can listen to this, and this is my dad that did this, you know. So, you know, just something, you know, just to start off with, you know. I'm definitely looking into going to production side as well. Yes, sir.
So with production, what is that? What is it? Logic also that you
Logic Pro. Sorry, I've got to mention this as well. I'm also going to composing music. So film music. So basically, film scoring. I'm doing soundtracks for different films that you might see in the cinema. So, you know.
Is there anything you can mention, or?
So my Instagram page has a few.
What's the at?
Oh, sorry. It's at PRE5H then _ So Presh, but with a 5 and an underscore after. Yes, sir.
Sweet.
Yes,
Talking about that, let's go into social media. So, you know, you spend time rehearsing, spending time with the artists, all these things. Sir. Where does social media come into all that, and how do you handle it?
Dope question, man. So I won't even lie to you. For up until September of last year when I came back to Halifax, I was using social media in the wrong way possible.
What
As far, okay, let me specify. As far as it pertains to my music career,
Right.
because as a guy, you just want to be posting yourself and posting your pictures of you, looking cool with the good outfits and everything, and that's cool and all, but like really like. At the same time, I thought about, I'm a musician as well. People who come to my page and like, they don't even know I play keyboard,
Right,
because I don't have
right.
any video. I say, musician, but I didn't have any content.
Which kind of musician is this?
Make it make sense. So that's part of the reason why I'm just like, I came back to life like, okay, I need to really represent myself as a musician that I am. Like, I have great ideas. I know, starting to, get better with this. So like, why not post content of me being like playing keys, arrangements, all that stuff. Like, one thing I was also very scared of is just like the perception, like, I don't think it's that good. I don't think that, the best quality, but like, there's a quick story, ever since I started posting my content, musical content, one person replied to one of my stories and like, you really got me. You're the one that got me into classical music.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, wow. Like, humbly speaking, I'm not saying that, but at the same time, it's just like, wow, like, there's so many little things that you can be doing.
No, that is actually true because like there are things that I love or might get interested in because I saw on someone's social media. So yeah.
I started to realize that there's some impact that you might have that you don't even know you're having. You might think you're just posting, just my little thing, but at the same time, there's some people that really like see you as, some they look up to you. And when I realized that, I'm like, okay, it kind of encouraged me to keep me going. I'm just like, let me keep posting regardless of what. Obviously, try to do as the best content that you can give. Yes, quality works, but at the same time, you still need to be putting stuff out there. You never know who's watching. That's what I've learned.
True talk.
Yes, sir.
Okay, also scoring for music. I like that. I like that.
Sir.
I'm curious actually with your rehearsal and your practicing. What is the process with that?
So for me, every day now, like I do like for sure, definitely, regardless of if I'm tired, I must do at least 15 minutes of doing scales, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Like, it's kind of funny because you've been doing this thing for 20 years. Why are you now like practicing?
Even like sometimes, like if sometimes I have a conversation with someone, I'm just doing like this, like doing like that in my hands, just because muscle memory is so important.
Right.
Like some things, like that's how you get good at something. Is like you don't need to think about it anymore.
It's just like
because it's just muscle memory. Because you're keeping your mind saying like, okay, you need to be tapping your hands somewhere just to keep practicing. And I just learned that muscle memory really just stops. Like it makes the hard things easy sometimes, because of how often you seamlessly you do it.
It's like your body knows, okay, this is what this thing does. It's like as if you are typing on a keyboard,
yes,
right? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so you do your skills 15 minutes.
Do my skills. Next thing I try to do like ear training, like these things, like I don't like it's the most these things.
How do you
So I got another funny little story. So for like the first 3-4 years of my playing, I used to come to, because I started playing in church, I used to come to church service and just play in whatever key I wanted to. So say, for example, the singer singing A, I would play on C just because I felt like it. At the same time, it helped me play in different keys, but at the same time, I'll be on the wrong key and she would be singing on a different key. So sonically speaking, it's off. I was off.
Yeah.
But we had this gig at this different church one day, and we had the choir saying I was playing keys, and after the music director for that church came up to me, I'm like, hey man, because I was 14, he was like, hey man, you're dope, but at the same time, yours off the whole set. That was so embarrassing. I'm like, what do you mean? At first I was like, what do you mean I was off? I was killing. Like, in my mind, dude, I was killing. Like, everybody I was killing. 30-year-old boy, I'm killing it. But he was like, he told me like I was off. So a few weeks later, I just started realizing, I'm actually was playing off, So that's when I started to learn about like, okay, ear training and listen to what the singer sings. I'm like, okay, let me try to play, make sure that resonates with the keyboard I'm playing.
Okay. But when you're doing the ear training, are you playing music and kind of like playing to that music?
Basically, so if you play me a song right now, I'll try to first of all just find the key of the song. So, find the right pitches for it. Then I'll try to, translate that to the keyboard.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then what else?
Yeah, then literally just whatever the melody is of the song, then I start to play it, try to get it. That's also my style of also arranging songs as well. Like, I'll listen to the melody of the song, listen to the opponent. That's that makes the song what it is, listen to the BPM, listen to like I said, the key of the song, listen to the chords, listen to the chorus, just kind of what are some intricacies that really make the song what it is, and that's where I really just bit off.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's mind blowing, but that's also a lot of work.
Yeah, it
But
is.
I guess that's why it sounds so good when you're pressing that thing.
So much, man.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of talked about all these experiences you had before you even turned 17, and this is a question I love to ask guests. So I guess you have to tell me at least one more thing that happened before you're 17 that's like kind of responsible, precious today.
Do you know what the biggest thing is? I know it's cliche, but at the same time, like it's really what it is. It's God, man. So playing in church every Sunday, like even before I started playing all these different instruments, like I had no idea of this, like how to play them. The elder at my church and my parents, like they prayed for me and they were like, "Yo, you'll learn how to play this instrument." And every single Sunday, because I never had a keyboard at home. I just literally every time I come every Sunday, I would just play. So I think God just like really just touched my fingers and touched my ears and just like every single Sunday I will learn something like, yo, I feel something like go here. I'm like, what? Like what's going on? It was just like a spiritual awakening that really just happened with my sense of playing and keys, and that has really just helped develop me throughout my musical career. So I'm very thankful to God for
That is freaking
That's me,
great,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the performance you guys had at Music Week with Hams, like at the award show.
Were you there?
I was at the award show now.
Dude.
I mean, I like Hams first off, with his pink mic.
He's dope.
But like, I was like, okay.
Do you know what? I can't take any credit because I can't take all the credit because that team, me, Alex,
Alex is
Jeremy's his guitarist, and the bassist. Sorry, it's skipping my mind right now. But damn, why can I hear it? But basically, all four of us really just worked on the arrangements, and it was just like this such a synergy between us, getting. Oh, Nathan, that's the bassist. I don't know why I was forgetting. But we just had such a synergy in rehearsals and we're just given different ideas. We came from different backgrounds, me from R&B, gospel, Jeremy from classical music, rock, Nathan from gospel as well. And also Ryan too as well, the drummer. He came from a jazz, background. I think ideas just meshed so well together and the show was so well. Also shout out to Alex with the production and he was the MD for the show. So ideas just really just meshed so well.
That's musical director.
Yeah. Okay. Alex was the MD for the.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I said MD. You see? Yeah, he was the MD for the show, and it was it was one of the greatest shows I've been a part of.
Yeah, that was a dope show.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you brought Magic to the studio. I will let you go away with Magic. So
Thank you so much.
here is write a number between 1 and 60.
Ooh,
Do not show me the number.
okay.
And then I'll try and guess what your number is with this card.
Is this like a magic trick or something?
Yes. So once you write the 60, between 1 and 60, show the camera.
I can't show you, right?
No, I can't see it.
Let me do my
So
favorite
that,
number.
yeah.
Y'all see it? Y'all see it?
All right.
Now,
Good to
you
go?
be this one. I don't know.
No, you can drop it now. I think you
Okay.
got it.
All right.
Okay. So the number it's gonna be in at least one of these cards, right?
Okay.
You can keep it down. That's it.
Okay.
It's gonna be at least one of these cards, but it can also be more than one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll need your help. Is
Okay.
it in this one?
Yes.
Oh, great. I don't like it when it's in that first one, but okay. Is he here?
Yes.
Okay. Is he here?
No.
Okay, great. Is he here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
No?
No.
Yeah.
What do you want to say now?
So your number is 17? 17.
You know what?
Is this 17?
Wait,
It's 17.
wait, is there something going on?
There's no mics. There's no headphones.
Sure.
There's no mirror, nothing.
What's going on here? No, that's crazy.
Is it 17? Yeah.
That's funny.
Man, Presh, thanks so much for coming to the studio. I appreciate it. But I can't let you go without at least gotta play one thing on this giant keyboard.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'll clear it out and then you can set you up.
Let's do it.
Okay, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, bro.